Welcome back. It's been a while that I recorded my last video. I took a couple days off. I went to Europe on vacation, came back with a nice jet lag, well, got a little bit sick, and then I might have also been treading this video today because today I will be transferring live one Bitcoin from an exchange that I have one Bitcoin into my newly created Kraken account. So let's get this started. And I want to walk you through the process of how I'm going to do it. Let me switch to this view. So you see, I did another test with 0.0001 Bitcoin and it worked out. So, yes, I'm confident that this Bitcoin transfer will work out, even though, right, it's a little bit nerve wracking to send that Bitcoin, and you just gotta trust the Bitcoin network. So, what we're gonna do first is we'll click here on transfer and then say deposit. The next one is I select Bitcoin. I want to deposit Bitcoin here into my Kraken account. Now it says select a network. Only deposit Bitcoin using one of the supported networks below. Using an unsupported network will result in the loss of your funds. So we are choosing the Bitcoin network. And now it says here Bitcoin instructions. Only deposit Bitcoin from the Bitcoin network. Deposits of other assets or from other networks will be lost. The minimum deposit is 0.0001 Bitcoin. Deposits below the minimum amount can result in funds being withheld or even lost. Processing time 45 minutes. Send smaller amounts first. We did that, right? So now I'm going to switch back to the other view because now I click on I understand. And what you can't see right now is there is a QR code being shown and then also a Bitcoin deposit address. So I could use that Bitcoin deposit address. It says here like copy address, and I could paste it into the other exchange where I'm holding my one Bitcoin. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that QR code that is shown here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my phone where I have access to the other exchange and to my one Bitcoin that I'm holding there. I'm going into that and say Bitcoin. The options here are, in addition to deposit, withdraw. So we're selecting withdraw. And when it says here withdraw crypto to a crypto address, email, or phone number, I select that option. And now what it says here, send crypto to, and you can send it to an email, an address, etc. Here's also the option to use that QR code. That's the option that I'm going to select now, and I point it to that QR code. And then it says select asset to send. I want to send Bitcoin. Select network, the Bitcoin network, send via Bitcoin. Estimated fee is 20 cents. So I select that Bitcoin. And then I have the option to either put in a US dollar amount, or if I switch that, I can just put in one Bitcoin. It shows now here one Bitcoin, current price $114,271.45. So now I go to preview. Send $114,000, one Bitcoin, to the address that I scanned. And I can now see that address, the Bitcoin deposit address. And I look at the Kraken screen and it looks like that is the address that the QR code read and put into uh, this exchange here. Network Bitcoin, send time only 5 minutes. Whoa, I thought like it would take 1 hour, but it says here only 5 minutes. Please don't transfer to people you don't know. Port will never ask you to send crypto. Super, super important. There's millions. I mean, like you can't count like scammers out there. They try to trick you with whatever they can. Just don't resist, right? Don't get scared. If something is suspicious, stop. Stop right there. Ask someone. Call your exchange, but do not proceed, right? It's so easy. So it's really, really a big warning. Now, what we're doing is we're sending it now, total, including 20-cent network fee, and we're sending it now. iPhone, iPad, use passkey from a device with a camera. I say continue. I have to turn on Bluetooth. Scan this QR code with a device running iOS 16 or later. Okay, I'm scanning it. Signing in. Use Face ID to sign in. Yes. You sent 1 Bitcoin. Take a screenshot. Done. All right. So now we're waiting. On Kraken, it said 45 minutes. On the other exchange, it said 5 minutes. So let's see how long it's actually going to take until that transfer is complete. I thought about like, what am I going to talk about 45 minutes? And I made some notes. Yeah, one is right. It's like, yeah, this is like, I'm trusting the Bitcoin network to transfer 1 Bitcoin from one address, one exchange to another address, exchange. And I own both of those. It's still a little bit nerve-wracking, challenging. Uh, and I think that's what Bitcoin is about, right? I don't need a permission from anyone. And I trust the Bitcoin network. And just an example, just recently I deposited some money into a bank account that I own and wanted to transfer that to another bank account. And it says like, well, if you want to send like $25,000, it'll take 2 business days. It's like, okay, 2 business days? Okay. Uh, well, 1 business days, you can only send $5,000. It's just a difference, right? With Bitcoin, nobody's there to ask for your permission. It's like, where do you send that money? What are you doing? Why you're sending? It's like, no. So I believe also those principles of Bitcoin is what resonate with me, and I really appreciate that. I thought about like the next couple of videos, right? I want to share my experiences on my Bitcoin journey, my crypto journey. I I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. Bitcoin maxi is someone who only holds Bitcoins. I don't, right? I hold Bitcoin and I hold some other crypto assets. So I'm a little bit more diversified. I do think Bitcoin is amazing. There's going to be a lot of traction that we're seeing also with the regulation, the new frameworks that are being released. So it's just amazing, right? To see that development. And I chose Bitcoin as the asset that we're watching to go to 1 million. I totally believe that Bitcoin will go to 1 million. It's just a matter of time. And it may take a couple of years, it may take longer. We'll find out. I want to circle back, right? Why am I doing this? It's really about sharing my experiences. And those experiences on my Bitcoin journey, and it's been a while, right? This is now my third cycle. And in my first one, what happened? I FOMO'd in. I got in when Bitcoin was already going like this, and the whole crypto market went just crazy, right? And then I bought Bitcoin at a relatively high price, and I kept buying more and more. And I was like, whoa, this is great, this is awesome. And then just to see Bitcoin crash, like really hard. I believe at the time it went from around 18,000 back to 3,000. And I was like, poof, that didn't work out quite so well, right? Did it? FOMOing in, not a good idea. It took me about a year and a half to get back into Bitcoin and crypto until I started buying more again. I I guess I was licking my wounds, right? I was like, I was sad and just try to forget it. It's like, well, that didn't work out. It's like it's just I lost money. Even though I didn't lose that money, I never sold them, right? I just had the Bitcoins and other crypto that I bought was just sitting in an exchange, and I was like, okay, well, let's see what's happening. My second cycle, I met friends on the way who helped me educate myself about Bitcoin and crypto. I started watching videos, YouTube channels, influencers, and I bought more. And I just kept buying more, but at an earlier point, right? And it was going well, it was great. And I think it was 4 years ago, everybody thought, like, oh my God, Bitcoin is going to $100,000. Totally. Well, it didn't, right? I think it stopped at around 70,000. And then Bitcoin again went down. I think at the low, it was around $15,000. So I was riding the cycle all the way up, only to ride it down on the other side. It wasn't that easy either, right? But because I was better educated, I knew about the cycles of Bitcoin and about the behavior and what can be expected. I was okay with it, even though, yeah, in hindsight, right, maybe I could have sold some and, cashed out a little bit. Well, I didn't, right? I didn't. And I think that's also one thing that Bitcoin taught me. It's like just be grateful for where you are, what you have, and just don't look back and, sort of in regret. It's always like, yes, look back to learn from it. It's like, what can I do better next time? And then I've adopted more this approach of being grateful. And in over the last probably 2, 3 years, I kept accumulating more. And I just kept buying Bitcoin, other crypto, more constantly in smaller amounts, and just added those to my stash. And I can tell you, right, when Bitcoin is at 20,000, when it's at 30,000, and before it was at 70,000, it's not that easy to buy Bitcoin. It's tough. It's really hard. Nevertheless, I kept going. I remember some friends are like, dude, just stop it, right? Um, and I was like, well, this is my journey, right? And I know what I'm doing, and I trust Bitcoin. I trust the power of Bitcoin. And then eventually, right, we saw Bitcoin rise to 40,000, went up to 70,000, then went back to 50,000. Wasn't it 50,000 when the Germans sold all their Bitcoins? It's like, oh God, really? It's like, felt so sorry for them. But hey, look, they might have a harder time getting to it. And now it's gone. It's a lost opportunity. And so now, right, this cycle has been quite the ride. It's going up, then it goes down again, then it goes sideways and more sideways and more and longer sideways. And I always say like Bitcoin is boring until it is not. And then it went up, right? And it's like, oh my, wow, it came down again, right? And it's been quite a ride. For me, what keeps me sort of more calm is yes, I'm prepared to see those swings going up, swings going down, right? And yes, in the morning you wake up and it's like, oops, not so good, right? But it's like, okay, it's okay, it's fine. And you got to accept that. That's part of that Bitcoin journey. I believe over time these swings become probably less extreme. That's something I think is on the positive side. And now I was like, well, I love my journey, right? It's been an experience. It's not always been so easy. It's been tough. It's been hard, you know. There's been the ups, the downsides, and I went through quite a bit at the end, right? It's like now I'm here. It's like, oh yeah, he got lucky. Um, there's a lot of work that goes into acquiring bitcoins, and I think from my perspective, my experience is really taking the first step, getting into it, and take some action. Educate yourselves, understand, you know, the traps. I didn't, but I'm here to help you understand those so you don't make the same ones. Learn from other YouTubers. There's great resources out there, and the education is part of that. And then the other part is also be patient. Just be patient. And I think Bitcoin, to some extent, has taught me to be patient. And that's really sort of, if I look back at it, it's like, wow, I do think there's something to it that Bitcoin taught me patience. And the other part is also just be grateful for where you are, what you have, for your health, for your family, your friends, for work, for all of those things that you can be grateful for. And for me, that's also been really helpful just to think about that and keep that in mind. And the other part is like, yeah, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Greed is not helping your case. I had to learn that myself the hard way, right? I, the first cycle, FOMOed in. I guess I was super greedy, right? And then what happened? I told you before, and over the next couple weeks or the next couple of videos, I want to share more details around those cycles. I want to take you into actually when I bought Bitcoin, at what price. And it wasn't such a great price, even though it's been a while, right? You might be a little bit astonished. And I want to share that. And why? Because I hopefully there's something to learn for you and not make the same mistakes that I did. It's not about like, oh my God, this I'm doing so great. Really, for me, it's about like here to help and help educate folks. I think that's super important. Right, I speak with friends, other people, and it's like, well, I don't really know anything about Bitcoin. It's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of resources available that you could use and that you could, check out what it's about and see if it's something for you. All right, all right, all right. I wanted to start my stopwatch, and of course, I didn't do that. So, when did we start sending that one Bitcoin? Let me see. It's now we're about 20 minutes into the video, so it's been a while. It's like, oh, oh. Let's see what's happening there in the background. Shall we refresh that? 22.88. So nothing's been happening so far, even though they said 5 minutes, right? That's like, oh, whoa, 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 5 minutes. So let's check. And I can see that Bitcoin is gone here on this end. Well, I guess we just gotta wait a little bit longer. My test transfers, they took about, I think the first one was almost an hour. The second one, a little bit, I think it was 45 minutes. And yes, it's a little bit tough. You're sitting here and you're waiting, right? Well, let's have a sip. And I think I want to do, oops, I think I want to do an uncut version of this video. So you see, this is live. This is for real. This is what it takes, right, to move Bitcoin from one exchange to another one. And you gotta trust the Bitcoin network. And even for me, a guy who's been, you know, buying Bitcoin, holding Bitcoin, also transferred Bitcoin earlier, but not those large amounts. It's a little bit tricky. I just admit it. Really admit it. um, I wanted to see if we can look into that. See, why does Bitcoin transfer from one exchange to another take 45 minutes? Security through confirmation. Okay, we have it here. Okay. Why do Bitcoin transactions take so long? Right? It's like, yeah, it's like, why does it take so long? The block time bottleneck. Bitcoin's blockchain is designed to create a new block every 10 minutes, give or take a minute. Each block contains a limited number of transactions, about 1 megabyte worth, which equals 1,000 to 2,500 individual transactions. That's not a lot. This means only a fixed number of transactions can be processed at any given time. When the network is busy, transactions pile up in the mempool, a waiting area, and users must wait for theirs to be included in a future block. While wait times can be annoying, the relatively small number of transactions per block and the relatively long period between blocks is a crucial security function in Bitcoin's proof of work consensus model. It's important to note that since inception, the Bitcoin network has never been compromised. Okay, that makes me feel good, right? It's like, yeah. So that's great, right? There's some fees associated with it. And then here it says, like, let's look at the security through confirmation. Confirmations are a function of the proof of work consensus protocol that governs the Bitcoin network. Each confirmation, i.e., each new block, added after yours increases the security of your transaction. There are thousands of Bitcoin validators, and each one can confirm or reject your transaction based on whether they think it's legitimate. While a single confirmation may be enough for small transfers, larger transactions often wait for 3 to 6 confirmations before joining the blockchain. I assume because it's a little bit of a larger transaction, it might need more confirmations. The bottom line: Bitcoin's slow transaction times are a trade off for decentralization and security. Unlike centralized payment processors, Bitcoin relies on a distributed network of miners and nodes to validate transactions, ensuring censorship resistance and transparency, but at the cost of speed. Still, the slow pace is a small price to pay for the freedom and security that Bitcoin offers. Yes to that. Absolutely yes. And don't forget that traditional wire transfers can take up to 5 days, which would only happen to a Bitcoin transaction if it had a 0% fee transaction during a period of extreme congestions. So now we know a little bit more, right? So the time it takes is around security, making sure that the transaction is legit and that eventually my Bitcoin transfer is recorded on the blockchain. So let's be a little bit patient. It's like, oh God, really? Poof. I'm only drinking water these days, so I need some sparkling water. All right, what else can I tell you as we're waiting here? Well, today I went with a buddy of mine to the beach. We both rode a bicycle. He came from the north, and I came from the Miami side, and we met on the beach. And I think it was about 91 degrees, humid. Who rides a bicycle in that heat, right? If only these two crazy guys. It was fun. It was great. I mean, yes, sweating a lot, but then you get there and hop into the ocean. You think like you cool down. No, water is super hot these days. It doesn't really refresh refresh you at all. We drank a lot of water, hung out there a little bit, and just were chilling for a couple hours and connecting with each other. And I was like, maybe I take an Uber or a Lyft back home. But then my buddy's like, well, for me, right, I have no other choice. I need to ride back. It's like for him, it's like 35 to 45 minutes before he gets to his car, and then he rides back home. And I was like, well, if he rides his bicycle back, you can do that as well. So I got a bicycle and rode back to Miami. And I didn't ride all the way home. I went to the a station of the Metro Mover and parked the bike there at one of these stations. And then I hopped on the Metro Mover and got back. Yes, I was a little bit exhausted and I needed some Gatorade right after to replenish. But it was a fun day. It was great. I had a good time. And like there's a nice bike trail going from Miami to Miami Beach. It's the Venetian Causeway. It has sort of like very nice bike lanes on both sides, and then also traffic slows down. I think there's also a speed limit for cars, like I don't know, maybe 30 miles or so, or even 25. So you feel pretty safe riding over there. It's super nice by the water, so I love doing that. That was a great experience. Nice Sunday, and I told my buddy, look, I need to get home and do this video today. I've been treading it a little bit, as I mentioned earlier, but I need to do this today. I need to get on it and overcome, literally overcome my fear, right, of doing it. So that's what we're doing today. And I want everyone to, be able to watch that and see what it's like to live transfer one Bitcoin from one exchange to another. It does take time, right? And it's like, God, ay, ay, ay. Let's see, heart rate probably slightly elevated already. So far, we're about now 30 minutes into the transfer. I'll refresh here on Kraken. Oh God, yes. Oh, did you see that? It's there. We did it. We did it. It just arrived. Oh God. Oh yes. It, can I tell you something? It feels good to see my one Bitcoin here. It does. It does. I'm sorry that I didn't have the right view for you guys to follow that live, but I switched right away so you can see it right here. So yes, we did it together. Major milestone on our journey, 1 Bitcoin to 1 million. I'm super excited about this. Makes me really happy to see that. It's like, whoa, yes, we did it, right? It's like, well, thank you, Bitcoin Network. And we'll take it from here. I don't know how often I'm gonna do a video. Maybe once a week, maybe every second week. Whenever I feel like I have some, some cool stories to tell, some information to share, or some experiences, right? Or maybe it's like, oh my God, this might be super fun, entertaining for you. So I'll just do another video. And yes, remember, all of this is not financial advice. It's only for entertainment purposes. And with this transfer completed as of now, right, it's probably took us a total of like, yeah, 31, 32 minutes. And with the transfer complete, let's call it a day. And I'm relieved. I'm happy. And I'll see you soon again. Thank you.